Hi, I'm Kathy Mitch. I didn't introduce myself the first time I stood up here. And talking about mice, when Dee was talking about it earlier, the early intervention program, referring back to that, they don't have any deaf staff. I do teach in the Family Sign Language program, and I've done that for 9 years. And what I've seen during those 9 years is that the parents are realizing that they've never really seen deaf adults, and that their children are not seeing deaf adults. And they'll be asking questions to me, to the parents, that sometimes the parents can't answer. So
they've had no contact with any deaf adults. They don't know what's possible for their children. They're surprised at who I am and the way that I'm a successful professional, but I'm going to let the interpreter catch up. So because they don't have any deaf staff, to me, my observation is that these parents of deaf children really don't have any idea of what the options are and what the continuum of choices are for their children. So the MICE Early Intervention Program needs to have deaf staff to represent that position, to be a liaison, and to be able to provide more of a continuum, options, and choices. Parents who have a deaf child have a lot of medical consultation about the medical issue of deafness, but they are not often given options or recommendations that they might have a deaf adult come into their home and teach sign language to the family. We used to have 10 weeks of sign language instruction for parents in the Family Sign Language program, and then because of funding cuts, we only have 8 weeks of sign language instruction. It's not enough support for these parents. The parents need help, the parents need feedback, they need resources, they need information about how to negotiate, about whether or not the child is going to go to a local public school or whether they're going to go to a deaf school. And when parents actually leave New Hampshire and visit other states, they become aware of what the services are. But we need in New Hampshire early intervention for young children who are deaf and hard of hearing, and some kind of a day program, so that these young children can identify with somebody else who's like them, rather than being isolated and the one person in their whole school district. So I encourage parents all the time to come to events, to come to the deaf community, but I think parents are often very uncomfortable and anxious because they don't know sign language and they think they'll be unwelcome. But the deaf community is so welcoming to meet parents who have deaf children. We also have a group of deaf parents who are parents of children who aren't deaf, and they come together as a support group on a monthly basis. Why can't we have the funding for parents who are not deaf, who have deaf children, to come together and learn and be supported with each other? It'll be a way for them to learn sign language. Often the children are far ahead of their parents in their knowledge of sign language, and the parents need support from each other. What is it? There's an organization called Hands and Voices, which was met and was active in New Hampshire, but the group is no longer meeting, and I don't know why, and I wonder if that's because of support or funding. So I have some concerns for parents who have deaf children and need the support. Thank you.